Welcome to the Anecdote.
So today I bumped into one guy, and we had a conversation, and he seemed like he really had a lot to say, but he just seems to be the type of person that comes across as socially awkward, or just people do not understand him, or he might just be a bit too eccentric, and then as a result being marginalized in terms of friendships, in terms of social engagements, and in terms of careers and such forth in future. But what he does really impresses me, because he says to me, I like the fact that you upload these blogs and putting yourself out there, because you have a view. Whether I agree with you or not, you have a view. I mean, that means a lot if you really stop and think and really get deep into it, because people are afraid to put themselves out there, because we're all questioning ourselves. Are we good enough for this, or are we good enough for that? And we often expect someone to lead from the front, to say, okay, this way. That's how society moves in general. Most people are just part of the herd. There are very few who just step out of that and just be conscious of their potential to influence the world and just lead. And I think we need more of that. I wish more people would blog. I really do, because that would open us up to entirely different neural networks. I mean, getting to know what someone thinks about on a daily basis, getting to know what someone believes in. You get to appreciate the person's principles and values. You know what they live for. You know what they die for. You begin to find commonalities within you, and that's what often leads to the friendships being built, or any other kind of social interactions or engagements sparking forward. So the blogging part. Imagine the infinite potential of the minds, of the individual minds. I mean, how much more we could learn if we all just became bloggers. We just all just accepted our strengths, our weaknesses, our faults, our potential, everything that's on your mind. Imagine each and every one of us just being confident enough to project that to the world. What would that look like, putting yourself out there? So oftentimes you find that people sometimes might have a dream of being well known someday, or being some any kind of celebrity where you're exposed to the world, but they do not take into account that you need to be able to put yourself out there. You need to be able to be comfortable with your identity. Okay, so if that is the kind of thing you aspire to do, to be well known for something that you do well, or just be well known in general for whichever kind of potential or talent that you possess, be willing to step out that shell and say, you know, I'm going to put myself out there. I'll let people accept me as I am. Okay, I might not be the richest guy in the world. I might not be the most handsome guy in the world. I might not be the best built guy in the world. I might not be the funniest guy in the world. But I am a guy in the world. So, and that applies to the ladies as well. Because I spoke to one friend of mine. She's a powerlifter. She just went through to the Rio World Cup. She's an amazing person. She has an amazing personality. Just a good person to be around. And she has all these cameras around her all day, because they want to capture her attempts at greatness and her achievements. They want to gain full access view to her, but she often feels that she's not ready for it. She does not want to get on camera and speak, and all of a sudden she has to have opinions and principles, and she didn't think of that before. All she was focused on was improving her talent as a powerlifter. Okay, so that tells you there are many dimensions to this that we should consider. Okay, because in whichever area of life you go into, it has different elements, it's different facets. Okay, so one just needs to become comfortable with themselves in order for them to be able to project themselves to the world as they are, because sometimes you want to do something but you think to yourself, no, maybe it's too early, okay, or maybe I don't have enough money. Maybe I don't have enough recognition. Maybe my qualifications, my credentials do not match that which that particular industry expects. And we keep looking down on ourselves. We don't look out towards our potential, considering the things that we could potentially do. And we end up just being in competition with those that we perceive to be on the same horizontal level as us, and see how they're doing and see what they're doing right, or what am I doing wrong. Why? Because instead of just doing that, why not just focus on building yourself? I mean, just put the positive energy out there. I mean, it will come back to you. Just put the positive energy out there, law of attraction. Because the more positive energy you put out there, the more positive the environment. So imagine if everyone could do that. Imagine the infinite possibility. Imagine. Thank you. That's another episode of The Anecdote. I'm Absalom. See you next time.